Welcome to this heartwarming tale of love and discovery. Emily and Preston's story is a beautiful reminder of the power of chance encounters, the importance of trust and communication, and the value of perseverance and growth. As we embark on this journey together, I invite you to open your hearts and minds and be inspired by the lessons that Emily and Preston have to teach us. So sit back, grab your blanket, and join us on this unforgettable journey of love. The cabin of the airplane was a hum of activity, a symphony of hushed whispers and muffled footsteps. People bustled by, their carry-on luggage bumping against their legs as they searched for their assigned seats. Amidst the chaos, one lone figure stood out, a person in search of love and companionship. Her name was Emily. She sighed as she gazed out the window, her thoughts a million miles away. Then, a voice jolted her back to reality. "Excuse me, I think I'm sitting over there." Emily turned to see a stranger, someone who would change her life forever. His name was Preston. She was struck by his warm smile, eyes that shone like diamonds, and a presence that radiated comfort. She shook her head and scooted over to make room for him. As the airplane took off and the hum of the engines filled the air, the two began to talk. The conversation was effortless, as if they had known each other for a lifetime. They laughed at each other's jokes and shared stories of their hopes and dreams. The hours passed by in a blur, and before they knew it, the flight was coming to an end. They exchanged numbers and made plans to meet again, both knowing that their lives would never be the same. Emily stepped off the plane and into a new chapter of her life, her heart overflowing with hope and possibility. She couldn't wait to see what the future held, knowing that the person she had just met on that fateful flight was destined to be a part of it. The days passed by and Emily and Preston's friendship continued to grow. They made plans to see each other again, eager to explore the city and continue their conversations. They met at a bustling park, surrounded by the sights and sounds of the city. They sat on a bench, people watching and talking about everything and nothing. Their conversation was easy and natural, and Emily felt like she had known Preston for a lifetime. He was warm, funny, and had a heart of gold. The hours passed by quickly, and before they knew it, the sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the city. As they walked through the park, taking in the beauty of the night, they both felt a connection forming between them. They were drawn to each other, drawn by something deep and unspoken. The world around them faded away, leaving only the two of them, their hearts beating in time with each other's. As the night came to a close, Preston turned to Emily, his eyes shining with emotion. "I feel like I've known you forever," he said, his voice filled with wonder. Emily smiled, her heart full. "I feel the same way, Preston. It's like we have this connection, this understanding." They looked at each other, their hearts beating fast, and they knew that their friendship had potential to become something much more. But for now, they were content to simply enjoy each other's company and see where their future would take them. Emily and Preston's relationship continued to flourish, their love growing stronger with each passing day. They explored the city, took long walks, and spent hours talking. They laughed and cried together, their hearts beating as one. One day, Preston took Emily to a beautiful garden, filled with the scent of blooming flowers and the sound of birds singing. They sat together and talked, their conversation flowing like a river. As the sun began to set, Preston took Emily's hand and looked into her eyes. "Emily, you have become the most important person in my life. I can't imagine my future without you in it," he said, his voice filled with emotion. Emily felt her heart swell with love and happiness. "Preston, I feel the same way. You complete me in every way," she replied, tears shining in her eyes. With that, Preston leaned in and pressed his lips to Emily's in a passionate kiss. She wrapped her arms around him, deepening the kiss, and the two of them were lost in a moment of pure bliss. When they finally pulled away, they looked into each other's eyes, their hearts being one. "I love you, Emily," Preston whispered, his voice filled with emotion. "I love you too, Preston," Emily replied, tears shining in her eyes. From that day forward, Emily and Preston's love story continued to unfold, each day bringing new adventures and experiences. And as they stood hand in hand looking into each other's eyes, they knew that their love was unbreakable, a bond that would last all eternity. Emily and Preston's love was tested when Preston was offered a job in a different city. They were torn, not wanting to be apart from each other, but also recognizing the opportunity for Preston's career. After much discussion and contemplation, they decided that Preston would take the job and Emily would stay behind to finish her studies. It was a difficult decision, but they were confident that their love would endure even with the distance between them. The months apart were filled with longing and heartache, but they sent messages to each other every day, pouring out their hearts and keeping the flames of their love burning bright. They talked and FaceTimed late into the night, their voices carrying across the miles, bringing them comfort and solace. Finally, the day arrived for Emily to join Preston in the new city. As she stepped off the plane, Preston was there to greet her, his arms wide open. They hugged each other tightly, their hearts again as one. In the new city, Emily and Preston faced new challenges and obstacles, but their love only grew stronger. They leaned on each other for support and comfort, their bond unbreakable. They continued to explore and create new memories, their love shining like a beacon in a world full of uncertainty. As they stood together, watching the sun set over the city, they knew that their love was truly something special, a love that had survived distance and challenges, a love that would endure for all eternity. Years passed, and Emily and Preston's love continued to grow and flourish. They built a life together, filled with love and laughter, and created a home filled with warmth and joy. One day, Preston took Emily to a quiet, secluded beach, just the two of them. As they walked along the shore, he took her hand and looked into her eyes. "Emily, you are my soulmate, my rock, my everything," he said, his voice filled with emotion. "I can't imagine a life without you by my side." With that, Preston got down on one knee and pulled out a small box. Emily's heart skipped a beat as she looked at the beautiful ring inside. "Emily, will you marry me?" Preston asked, his eyes shining with love. Tears filled Emily's eyes as she replied, "Yes, Preston, I will marry you. I love you now and forever." Their wedding day was a beautiful, joyous occasion, surrounded by family and friends. As they sat together, their hearts beating as one, they exchanged vows and became one in the eyes of the world. From that day forward, Emily and Preston continued to build a life filled with love, laughter, and happiness. And as they looked into each other's eyes, they knew that their love was a forever after, a bond that would endure for all eternity. Years went by, and Preston and Emily's love only grew stronger. They faced challenges and obstacles, but their bond was unbreakable. Their love was a shining beacon that guided them through all of life's ups and downs. One day, as they were sitting together on the porch of their home, watching the sunset, Preston turned to Emily and took her hand. Do you remember that flight we took so many years ago? He asked. Emily smiled, tears building in her eyes. Of course. That's when our love story began, she replied. It's amazing how far we've come, Preston said. From two strangers on a plane to soulmates, partners, and best friends. Emily nodded, squeezing Preston's hand. Our love has been tested and tried, but it has always come out stronger. As they sat there surrounded by the warmth and comfort of their home, they looked into each other's eyes and knew that their love was that forever after, the bond that would endure for all eternity. They leaned in for a kiss, their hearts beating again as one. Their love a beautiful, shining example of what it means to love and to be loved. Emily and Preston's story has taught us so much about love, relationships, and personal growth. Let's embrace these lessons and continue to strive for love and happiness in our own lives. We can see the power of chance encounters. Emily and Preston's story began with a simple airplane ride, and it's a beautiful reminder that life can take us on unexpected journeys filled with love and adventure. We just need to remember to be open to receive them and never stop exploring the world and ourselves. We also see the power of building a foundation of trust and open communication in our relationships. Through Emily and Preston's challenges and obstacles, they were able to work together to overcome everything that came their way, even the dreaded long-distance relationship. Finally, Emily and Preston's love story is a testament to the transformative power of love. That constant reminder to never stop searching for that special someone who will bring us balance, pick us up when we're feeling down, and most importantly, always be there to support, encourage, and love us. Good night.